Hello, friends. This is the Talking About Them Cougars podcast. We're going to give everybody just a couple minutes to get here, and then we're going to start. That's Brad Talent. Brad, I have to go the other way. I forget sometimes that it's the opposite of what I anticipate it's going to be.
True.
Uh,
It's another Sunday night. Glad to be back.
oh, God, here we go.
So
Go ahead.
Let's get it started.
Hey, y'all, this is Ryan Monso. That's Brad Towns, and this is the Talking About Them Cougars podcast from GoCougs.com. I would love to tell you we have a special show tonight. We really don't. But we do have Galen Robinson, the Godfather, and we have Joseph Duarte, the Houston Chronicle beat writer. I want to get Joseph Duarte in a little different context than what you normally see from him, get a little different side of what he deals with, kind of hanging out with me. But first, let's do the video.
I can't do it. Okay. We'll do it live.
Okay.
We'll do it live. F it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
Let's just start it out with this. 4 weeks from today, you host Texas A&M in a charity exhibition at Fertitta Center. Basketball season will be here.
Yes.
Unfortunately, you got to go to Fort Worth Friday. I know.
Oh, no, you were saying
football.
Unfortunately. I was like,
Got to go play football first.
It's just part of it.
Just part of it. It's just the waiting game to get to basketball season. Before Galen comes on, let's say thank you to Star Pizza, 3 locations in the Houston area, in Katy, at 59 and Shepherd, and then on Washington at Harvard. That store has been taking a beating now that Towns is not going there 4 days a week. Please help them. Please support them. They have lunch specials 5 days a week. The buffet, Tuesdays and Fridays, all you can eat, plus a drink for $13.95. And also, we want to say a very special thank you to our subscribers at GoCougs.com. For 7 years, y'all have kept the lights on for us and allowed us to do goofy, dumb shit. Kind of like having Galen Robinson in the dark. Did you lose power?
Hey, Ryan, I really forgot. I just left the gym, and I'm currently.
You kids.
I'll never forget my Go Cougs obligations, man. They come before everything.
Well, I don't think that's true. Because this does not pay quite as much as some of the other things.
Hey, man, it's not about the money, Ryan. It's about
well, that's good.
What we built here, man. You know, I'm like I said, man. I ain't gonna lie. I miss y'all, man. I miss what we be doing at the game days.
It's coming.
Yeah, for sure.
Before we get into the unimportant stuff, let's talk about something pretty important. Did you make this happen? Did you make the 5X?
Actually, I kind of forgot what size Towns was, or the biggest size I went up to was 4X.
All right, Towns, that's the challenge. If you get it to 4X, now that you're eating salads,
it should be a more of a motivational thing, man. You know.
There we go.
Yeah. But yeah, it's the biggest size I made was 4X. My bad, man.
That's fine. Where can people?
Ryan, how you been, man? How y'all
look
been?
At that. Look at that. Look, that's how good I am.
That's not good, brother. That's great. That's great.
That's
Towns,
great.
how you been, Towns?
I've been well, man. I've been well. Staying out of trouble, so that's good.
Hey, man, that's always great.
That's all we can hope for, right?
Absolutely.
Oh my
Myself
God.
included.
Well, hell, you've been jet setting all over the world, son.
Nah, yeah, man.
You got to
Nothing
source
like
them.
China.
You got to source them China suppliers, and
Absolutely.
play a little basketball.
Hey, I will tell y'all this. It is. I know we spoke on this last time, but there is literally nothing on God's green earth like China.
That's accurate.
It is the most different thing that I've ever had a chance of witnessing. Like it is different, man. Different.
Yeah.
And I mean that good way, bad way. It is just China's China. China's China, man.
It's a completely different world.
Yeah,
Definitely.
absolutely.
Galen,
So what's up, man?
how would you fix this football team?
I'd hire Kelvin Sampson. I mean, it's kind of reflective of Coach Sam's first year. They were bad, and I remember this so vividly. Myself and one of my best friends, we used to go to the U of H games all the time because nobody was there, and we had nothing to do, and we knew that we'd be able to get in for free because I was a recruit, and they'd be losing to teams that they'd beat by 50 today.
Yeah.
It's like when you're inheriting a program, let alone in a major conference like Coach Fritz is doing. People don't understand how hard it is to build a program, let alone in its first year. So it's trying to establish a culture. It's all these things that you have to do that takes place prior to winning. And in doing so, the season, regardless of what you're trying to do, the season's going to go on. So you're going to take some L's, heavy L's at that. And it's just like, it's people don't understand the process. And it's just like, it's kind of funny to me how the same people that were proud he was hired is wondering when he's going to get fired. And it's like, we're 4 games into his career. You can't give the guy a year. It's like, he can't even have one full recruiting class of, it's kind of the expectations and the immediate success that people want is not realistic.
Right.
It's not even something that can happen. Nick Saban couldn't win with this team. And I bet they wouldn't ask him when he would get fired. It's like with this roster, it is what it is. It's just his first year team. So it's just like we have this saying, you just got to keep pounding the rock. You just got to keep showing up to work every day, keep laying the foundation, keep establishing your culture, and that in itself, in the future, will take care of winning.
What, Nick Saban lost to ULM year one. Nearly lost to us
year one.
Nearly lost to us year one.
Yeah, came close. Throw to the end zone. Galen, that first year, you were a senior in high school.
Yeah.
You fell back on relationships more than you were worried about what was on the field. Is that accurate?
Absolutely. It's because when you're dealing with a coach that has a certain background and a certain success, and it's his first year getting a job, it's like, well, and you're surrounded by, luckily for me, my mentor, Marlon Lowe, he was my grassroots coach, my AE coach as I was 8 years old, and my high school coach was Coach Trey Austin, and he was my dad's roommate when he was in college. So 2 men that I trusted with my life, literally, they were kind of guiding me through the process, and they let me know what the reality was of the situation. And it's just like, well, you're not going to win conference with players, some of the players on your roster that you didn't even recruit. These aren't even your guys. It's kind of more so you inherited this. So they just gave me the reality of the situation. And that's kind of like with Coach Fritz. There's probably certain guys, a certain amount of guys on the roster that he probably met when he got the job.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of unfair to him and what he's proven that he can do to sit here and say, oh, if you can't turn water to wine right now, then oh, you're a shitty coach. That's just kind of that's an unrealistic expectation for anybody. Nobody can live up to that. So obviously he needs some time, and he's a lot of people say within the people who follow our football team, they say, well, the prior coach, not to say any names, had a habit of
Dana
not taking.
Holgerson.
Yeah, he had a habit of not taking accountability. And when this guy, he's taking accountabilities on several occasions from what I can see. So it's just like, just be grateful. You guys were happy that he got hired. So why are you? If failure is a part of the journey to success, why are you mad that that's happening?
Because it hurts our feelings.
Yeah, and it's just that a lot of times emotions cloud judgment. Towns, so
Exactly.
it's just
See, people, we're so good at basketball right now. That program is so awesome. People don't remember getting whooped by Arkansas Pine Bluff,
remember we
Sacramento
were,
State.
No.
I remember.
I don't. Let me tell you, it's my lighter with it. But it's just like, I remember the game. Me and my friend who I used to go to the game. I couldn't drive. My friend Big Steven Scott. We went to a game. They played Arkansas Pine Bluff.
Uh-oh.
Got waxed.
Yep.
And I remember Coach Sam, after knowing him, he was like, Galen, can't wait for you to get on campus. Like, I just remember the tone and how he looked, and and I was just like, brother, this might not have happened if I was on this team. But he was like, that's what's going to happen during the part of the process where you're trying to establish a culture and build a foundation. You might take losses like that so you can get to the Final Four. You can win a conference championship. That has to happen in order for those things to. You losing to Arkansas Pine Bluff has to happen so you can go to the Final Four. That's just the necessary steps that the process requires.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, I'm talking a lot.
You got to, because if you're gonna rebuild the thing, you got to strip it down all the way to the foundation,
to the foundation, to its roots, And people they think when you rebuild, it's like we're building on a second story. No, we taking it down to ground level. Got to. And it's just like what he was able to do at Tulane, and Tulane is LSU's backyard. That was able to be a ranked team in what people perceive as a non-Power 5 conference. So that is a big time deal. That is not that's not easy to do. So I'd say, and he didn't do that, and they're evaluating him on his last year at Tulane, and they're comparing that to his first year at Houston. That's not a fair comparison.
Mm-hmm.
It's like comparing Jamal Shed, his first year at Houston, to his senior year.
Yep.
Not a fair comparison.
Yep.
So it's got to be fair, and you got to just give the guy time.
Yep.
You've had some really weird light come across your face. I was really hoping we could get that close up.
Those are 4x4 trucks passing me by on the side of the road.
Okay.
I ain't gonna lie, I miss y'all, man. I miss y'all, boys. Damn, I can't wait till the season starts. I cannot wait. Man, I can't wait to talk. Y'all don't even realize, a couple of the guys that I hoop with during the week, they played at Power 5 conferences, a couple of them, Texas, Baylor, whatever the case may be. And they were all talking shit like, y'all ain't gonna do shit in the Big 12. Y'all gonna do. I paid them a visit this week. I was like, hey, what was it that we weren't gonna do? Crickets. Nothing like that humble pie.
Welcome to the Big 12, motherfuckers.
Welcome to the Big 12. Fuckers. How about that?
I still don't think U of H fans really appreciate
They don't.
what winning that conference in year one.
You're just used to winning, man. And it's
But
just like,
man,
they're used to winning. Just used to winning.
have you seen the schedule for this year?
Yes.
That's some shit. Those Saturday, Monday turnarounds, and I think there's 4. That is brutal. And I know y'all do that in your league, but y'all don't really play. This is like hard basketball.
Yeah.
I mean, you do a DNP like twice a week. So,
No, yeah, but those Saturday, Mondays, man, let alone the tournaments, they be back to back. Yeah, that's tough for anybody, and it kind of makes me just reflect on playing AAU and how you can play. You might play 3-4 games in a day, and I was like,
yeah.
damn, how youth is a crazy drug. How the hell did I do that? Like, how was that even possible?
Yeah,
Man, but they built for it. I'm just
They are
hoping
built
that
for it.
this year, I'm just hoping that everybody's healthy. All the guys get acclimated. Everybody who needed to take a step forward, they take the necessary step, which I think they will or have done. And we, see where it goes.
have you been able to get much time on the court with these guys?
No, not this year. I've been more so focused on everything I've been having going on with, being out of the country and stuff, and with family. So I haven't really been able to be around the guys that much this year.
Well, you
But,
need to get on that.
Yeah,
You got some. You got some.
I do gotta. Bish
You have
already
to
told
have
me
that insight.
Yeah, Bish already told me to pull up, get a couple of lifts in. Like, so yeah, I might stop by this week, see a couple of things a couple of times a week this week. So
Okay.
When you got some good news last week, right?
yeah, definitely did, man. God is great. God is great.
Well, tell everybody what's going on.
So just basically, I signed a training camp deal with the Pelicans, and it's just good money.
Hell yeah.
Let's just say that. So last year I had a standard contract. This year I have an Exhibit 10, so it's just getting a decent, more money, significantly more money than last year. So which is cool. So it shouldn't be any DMPs this year, Ryan.
Okay.
Just because the G League is more so of a hierarchy thing, and but yeah, definitely grateful to to have earned that. And it was just more so basically it was obviously my play, but the habits that I demonstrated in the times that we had adversity as a team, and that was a lot of stuff that had to do with stuff I learned at Houston. Is just, even though things might not be going your way, it might not be ideal, how can you contribute to winning? And
right.
I couldn't depend on playing every game last year, so it's just, what could I depend on? And that's leading the huddles, making sure our guys, if they feel a certain type of way, making sure if they come to me for insight, making sure I'm giving them the right responses. So and I'm glad that the organization that I'm with valued those qualities, so they rewarded me for it. So I'm beyond grateful.
And I'm not giving you shit about the DNPs because I think you did our show during one of them.
Nah. But I mean,
So
you're right. Yeah, I
appreciate
did it, but it's just like it's just what comes with it. If you're blessed to have a long enough professional career, you'll play every role. And
Yeah.
it's just like last year, that was the first time where I was on a team I didn't play, and it's just like that was probably necessary for me to go through in order for, let's say this year, I have a teammate who's dealing with that. I'm able to help him get through that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, not everything that you go through is even for your own benefit. It's just to make you more, more diverse. So like I said, everything that happened, everything, it's a part of the journey. I'm just grateful for everything that's transpired and made me who I am today.
That's awesome, dude. Congratulations. Yeah. I'm happy.
Sure.
I'm happy to hear it.
Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that.
Absolutely. Good job. I'm dead serious. I love that good things are happening to you.
Well, I think
Ryan, I know that, like, whenever you be talking shit, but it's like, I know it ain't shit though. I know
No. It's total honesty.
That's just our relationship, and I'm just like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't never take it bad whenever you, like, never, not for
if you want to really hear me talking shit, wait till Duarte gets on the show right after you, because that's going to be
I can't get on with JD. Damn.
You stay. What? Like, we're going to kick you off.
Might be talking something because I can't talk football, man.
You talk just as good at football as anybody else. Don't
I
worry.
just watching that, just seeing that scoreboard. It's like, damn, 0.
If you turn the 0 upside down, it's much better.
It's like a nice mouth.
Have, it took him a
That's
minute.
That's just still zip. But it's
Oh,
just like, hey man, that's what you gotta go through.
I
And
don't know
it's
that you
crazy. And
necessarily
it's
have to go
crazy.
through that.
And let's say in 3-4 years, whenever they're playing in the bowl game, there'll be people who forgot about this. But Coach Fritz won't never forget about what's happening. He won't never forget about these back to back. He won't never forget about it. It'll be
Yeah.
the furthest thing in our supporters' imaginations.
Yep.
Furthest thing. Just with Coach Temp, he always be like, Galen, he was like, son, you know where we come from? We and it's just like, I'll never forget those guys. And it's like the people who support our team, the LaRon Barnes, Wes Van Becks, Eric Weary's, the Devontae Pollards, the Mikael McLeans, those guys, Chicken Knowles. It's just like a lot of our supporters don't really know who those people are.
Yep.
But he was like, those guys laid the foundation for us to be able to do what we're doing today. And it's just like, that's just the reality.
I mean, they're the ones that had to go out and take the beating.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's even more similar to what's going on in football, because they lost some key guys who transferred.
Guys
who just weren't on it.
What's the guy at Texas now? Golden.
Matt Golden.
Killing. He's killing.
Yeah.
He can play.
I mean, you lost your two best wide receivers. But that Samson team, you lost some ballers.
Lost Tayshaun Thomas, you lost Daniel House, who played in the NBA. You lost some Joe Young, who got drafted. You lost some guys before you got there. And you had to make do with what you had.
Yep.
And and a lot of times what you had it probably wasn't what you wanted, but that was what the circumstances called for it. That's the cards you were dealt. You gotta roll with it.
Mm-hmm.
So,
all right, let's switch gears a little bit. Do I remember correctly that you played with or practiced with Kingston Flemings?
Yeah. I worked out with him one time, and I think it was last summer. Yeah.
Okay. Tell people listening, watching, what you remember about him, what in his game.
Well, so we were at a John Lucas workout, right? And one thing about John Lucas's workouts is that they're ultra competitive. So, well, with Luke, he pairs his young guys with guys he thinks they can learn from. So he paired Kingston with me. And the kid has confidence, but he had no chance. It's like killing them. But it's like I can recognize that, like, the people that he plays with at his age, like I can recognize that he was a problem. So we got to a point where, like, he's trying to get physical and trying to fight, and I was like, I respect it, but I was like, hey bro, like, where's your father? You're a kid. I ain't about to, you know what I'm saying? Like, cool. And then I remember after we were done, he was like, yeah, bro, I used to watch you on TV. Like, I'm like, damn, you trying to fight me, and you know? So I was just like, but once I sat down and I watched him go against the kids that were like his grade in college,
high school.
Yeah, I mean, I'm saying like high school and college. Remember, he was coming down the transition. His chest got to the rim. I said, "Oh my god!" And I mean, I remember a couple of days, Coach Keller and I were, and he had mentioned the name. I said, "Coach, you got to start." I was like, his chest was at the rim, like almost like a baby Westbrook. Like, it was like his athletic ability, and he has good size on him at the guard position. He definitely has NBA potential, like the potential to where you're not gonna do 4 years in college.
Yeah. So
now we're at the level where we can get guys like that on campus willingly. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So definitely
multiple of those guys.
Yes, multiple. Definitely a super talented kid, super useful kid. A guy that our supporters would love. They will fall in love with how he plays, and they will fall in, like, just the toughness that he plays with, the grit. Like, he was really trying to talk trash. Like, I respected it. Like the confidence was just that's not something you find with a high school kid. So it's just like the aura that I was like, yeah, this kid he got a chance. So hopefully we get the commitment, and if we do, he'll be in great hands with our coaching staff. But he's definitely someone should be excited about if we were to land that for sure, for sure.
So his visit ended earlier today. I thought it had ended yesterday. We talked about that last night. It was actually today. I talked with the staffer, and this is what they told me. We're in a really good position. He's taking a last visit 2 weeks from now, and then the family is going to make a decision. I think they're very confident that they're going to pick him up. They're going to add him to Isaiah Harwell, 2 5 stars right
He
there.
might be the most athletic kid Coach Sampson might have. If he was to commit, probably be the most athletic kid, period. Regardless of position. He is I seen them glass. I was like, oh my God, you didn't even have to do all that. But damn. Like it was just like, like those, you ever watch, it's like you watch him jump and you think, like, you know what, maybe I could do that. Nah. Like he has
never.
that is a special, like that is a Ja Morant, Russell Westbrook. The Aaron Fox, that's that level of Derrick Rose, that's that level of athleticism. Damn. It is not even, that's not something you can train to get. That is just, the good Lord has to just look down upon and just bless you with it.
Yep.
Yeah, that's crazy. His athleticism is next.
This person has never thought, I wonder if I can do that. Never once.
Certain dudes might make it look easy, and you might think I can do it one time.
No.
Nah.
No.
That kid is yeah.
I think they think they're in a great spot. And him and
they
Harwell,
should be because he fits. Like
he fits.
He fits the mold, and he doesn't. I don't think he knows it yet to the degree that he should, but he fits. He fits what the program stands for sure. So it's just like he'd be doing himself a solid, in my opinion. I'm not even trying to be biased, but just what he can bring, his attitude and his approach before Sampson gets to him. That's what he was doing as a junior in high school, So it's just like, yeah, he definitely is. He definitely fits for sure.
Is it weird to you going from where you started 10 years ago to where they're at now, where they could potentially have a second 5-star in the fold ready to sign? I mean, because I looked up your recruiting profile.
Yeah,
not quite
I wasn't
a 5-star.
Nowhere near. Yeah, nowhere near a 5-star, but I had a 5-star work ethic, and those are the type of guys that when you're trying to ascend, that's what you build the foundation on. So it's just like I never feared anybody, and I outworked everybody. So that was my approach, and I knew with Coach Semp, his body of work and his standard. It's honestly not a surprise because with winning comes excitement, and it comes people who want to be a part of what you're building. So them being able to get a 5-star or multiple 5-stars, it's like, well, you're winning. And it's just like the only reason I wanted to play for him was because he was a winning, demanding coach. So it's like it ain't gonna stop whenever I leave.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? So that's just what that was what the standard was. So it's more so crazy to me that it happened so soon, but it's just like, what do you expect?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of these kids, they're going to have, they're going to have the choice of whoever and wherever they want to go play. But I think we offer something a little bit different because you're going to take a little bit of different path coming through here, and you're going to come out with a little bit different mindset.
Yeah, and at the NBA level, I tell my kids this all the time. The kids that I train. It's like I had last year I played against I don't want to talk down. I played against this kid who was supposed to be the next KD, highly recruited, 6'9", can do everything. There's nothing he cannot do on the basketball court. But the only difference between him and Michael Porter Jr. is mentality.
Right.
And it's actually very sad to see that, like, the only thing that's stopping you from reaching your full potential is yourself. And it's just like when you have a coach like Coach Sampson, the last thing you're gonna do is get in your own way. He gonna get out your own way because you got to worry about him. He's gonna get your mentality to where it needs to be.
Mm-hmm.
So if he makes the decision and goes to the University of Houston, he will be doing himself a huge favor, in my opinion.
Here you go, Galen. This comment is for you.
Now that actually I love that idea.
5-star work ethic, yes, sir.
You could. I would not make that in a 5X. I just think that would be the wrong. That would be the wrong message to send. Joining us from the Astrodome, apparently, is Joseph Duarte. He's not even going to show his face. Are you there?
Hey, I guess I set this thing up wrong. Can you hear me?
That's surprising. We can hear you. You got
we're gonna get this thing straightened out here.
So we got a guy stuck 25 years ago, and then Galen is still in his car.
Well, I was gonna go out on a long trip.
I ain't want to lose the light. Hold on. Let me go.
There we go.
There's Duarte. Galen's gonna show us something. Where is his Longhorn orange? You're looking good.
It's Tennessee. It's Knoxville orange.
Knoxville. Got it.
The garbage men convention color.
Yeah. Penitentiary. Joseph, who is your favorite writer in the Houston area? It could be for like a monthly publication or a fashion magazine. Who do you got?
I like Sam Kahn.
I like Sam Kahn too. That's a good answer. Good answer, JD. I did not talk to you after the game. What were your thoughts about what you saw?
Speechless. We've been around this program for a number of years, and I haven't seen anything like it. And then to go down and do the post game, listen to Willie, try to, grab any type of morsel that gives an indication of where and what they're thinking and where they're going. Yeah, I came away with probably just like any U of H fan, a lot of questions and not a lot of answers. And I'm going to tell you, Ryan, right now, it's going to be interesting starting tomorrow morning where this thing goes because what's the saying? If you have two quarterbacks, you got no quarterback. And Willie didn't want to get into the whole Izui Ale in the mix, and he's talking about simplifying the playbook and guys that don't know assignments. I mean, that's a lot to unpack for a team that's not really any good right now, at least offensively.
Yeah.
Were you surprised that they went from one to the other series after series?
I was. I thought, just maybe not looking at Willie's track record, but just how he manages things. I mean, I thought he might do it, first half, second half, or maybe just get a feel for things. But, I mean, to go alternating series, to me, that didn't make any sense. And it certainly doesn't allow you to get into a rhythm. And that's sort of what their problem is, the tempo and not being able to get things rolling. And if you're Donovan and you're already having maybe an issue of slow starts and maybe that confidence factor, what's it saying when you know that you're not going to be out on the second drive and you have to wait till the next drive. And it's just, to me, that was certainly a different approach, and I don't think it's something that's sustainable. I don't think you got to make a decision one way or another this week. You're going to go with this guy, and you're going to roll with it. But people said, hey, it didn't look like Zion got much of a chance because look at the plays that he ran. I mean, how many throws did he make? or how many attempts downfield did he make? We don't really know yet what Zion is capable of, but from the limited times that we've seen him in either practice or in the game, I'm not sure if the confidence is there from a passing standpoint. We know he can make plays with his feet. So yeah, this is very baffling right now what they're doing offensively.
Yeah.
Galen, anything to add?
Not really.
Okay. Which one of you is in the nightclub?
Galen, how would you like it if there were 2 point guards on the court? Same time. How would you do if Coach Sampson was pulling guys every 3 minutes?
I mean, it's a little different in that aspect, but I mean, when you're, I know I've heard that saying in football, and it's just like, when you're.
Did we lose him?
I was just making sure that we didn't lose everybody.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you and I are here. Duarte's moving.
Can you hear me?
There he
Yeah,
is.
we can now. We lost you for a little bit.
Okay, yeah, but I guess when you're desperate, you do things that you probably don't want to do, and that's probably where he is. So it's,
Yeah.
Tough spot,
I
man.
don't
Tough
like
spot.
the thought of one series. I think you got to at least give him 2 or 3. Now, had somebody gone down and scored, I guarantee they would have been on the field for the next series. But you didn't have to worry about that last night.
Yeah.
Duarte, do you have any? Go ahead, Galen.
Hold on, Jay. I got a question for you, JD. So, are there any similarities between the kind of the what the people are saying about Coach Fritz in comparison to what people were saying about Coach Samp's first year? No. Is it because the basketball expectation was lower or what?
Well, I mean, Ryan, I think with Coach Sampson, you sort of knew the track record alone. I mean, he was going to get this thing turned around, and I think that's eventually what's going to happen with Willie. But Coach Sampson was just a different guy. He was coming from the NBA. He had been with the Rockets. To get him was a major coup or move, whatever you want to call it. So, I mean, I don't know if there's similarities in that regard. I think both of them are experienced and successful in their own right and their sports. But, I mean, I think Kelvin was on a different level coming in because people just – coaches like that didn't come to Houston at that point in time.
Right.
Yeah.
I think
got a
back then
question.
also, Galen, that most people were too concerned that he was too mean to you.
Poor guy.
Well, no, he's so mean. He's so mean to Galen. Galen's such a nice boy.
Hey. Yeah. Tough cookie. Just leave it at that. Tough cookie, man.
Galen, this is for you, but I want you to answer this, Duarte. Who do you think the breakout player of this basketball team's going to be? Okay, well, Galen sits there. Duarte, do you have anything?
I have 2 possible candidates.
No, I need one.
I'd say, but
There's only
not
one
really.
right answer.
Who was that to you, Ryan?
Emmanuel Sharp.
Okay, yeah, but it's just like he averaged double figures last year, so that's not really
Yeah.
breaking out.
Well,
I can
feel
tell you
like
my
you can still
comeback player
break
is
out.
going to be Terrence. Terrence will be my comeback
That's
player.
what I was. And the thing is, like, I feel like his role is gonna evolve into an important role for our team. And I'm hoping that he's able to come back and, kind of reestablish himself and be who he thinks he is and who we know that he can be. But yeah, obviously the obvious answer is Emmanuel, but I think that, Jay Francis
Obvious.
he might take a major step forward in terms of his leadership as well. At least that's what I believe is going to happen. But yeah, above all, I'm hoping Terrence is able to make the biggest step to, to what we thought that he could be for our program.
Terrence was about to go to another level last year.
He was ready.
Got hurt.
Yeah.
I mean, the rebounding, he was molding into the prototypical Kelvin.
Man,
guard.
small forward. Yeah,
We saw Nate
yeah.
Hinton go through it. We saw at times how Quentin turned into the rebounding type. I mean, Terrence was going to – they have him last year down the stretch, and, I think you can offset some of the Jamal stuff at the end there.
Yeah.
If you have him in there, not to play point, but just to have another capable body.
Yeah. If you have JoJo and Terrence Arsenault, you beat Duke. And then who knows what happens.
That's a
But
lot of
if
wins.
Terrence Arsenault breaks out this year, we're all going to San Antonio to the Final Four.
I'd say broke out, but yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm getting English lessons from Galen Robinson. Now I'm
interested
feeling really
to see,
bad about myself.
I'm interested to see what Cordell's going to bring.
Me too.
Because that dude looks like a grown ass man.
Now I think he's going to be pivotal in that backup role because he like I said, he's been in the program for a year. You got to see what Jamal said and what he went through and what he had to bring every day and the standard that he was held to. And I just the few times that I've been in the gym that at night this summer is like he was in there, him and Malik Wilson. So it was like I just know that he gets it. He understands the demand and what's expected of him. So I feel like he's gonna take also. He's gonna bring something that we need as well.
It's crazy that we've got so much depth,
weaponry. I mean,
you're gonna be able, you'll almost be able to do like an old school Nolan Richardson and just run 2 full teams out there consistently.
But it's
just
like it's crazy
lines.
how everybody is like everybody's different. Like everybody brings something different, you know. So
Right.
it's just like I feel like that's probably the best part. You don't have really that many guys that are just that similar. It's just they all can have different strengths as well as different weaknesses.
Duarte, Galen, do y'all think they're going to redshirt people this year?
Probably.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, Kelvin's done it every year.
He's done it, but he's not had the guys coming. I mean, there's just not going to be room for people a year or two from now because you're elevating the talent level. And I just think
I don't think Mercy's going to be one of them. I think Mercy's going to play.
Yeah, I think so too.
The expectation there. Then you have Jacob McFarland back. He'll play because he didn't play last year. Chase McCarty. I mean, what do you do?
I
with
think
him?
he could be a redshirt candidate just
And
because
then
of how many people are
with
there.
The hand injury. Cordell will play this year.
Yeah.
Cordell Jefferson. So yeah, you're right. I mean, the numbers say that you're not going to see as many because if you start looking down the line, your roster starts to get crowded and your numbers get kind of messed up a little bit. So yeah, I mean, there'll be one. I just don't think it's any of the ones that we mentioned.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Okay.
That's very
That's Galen
accurate.
Robinson. You cannot get better analysis anywhere.
LOL. I mean, I'm just thinking of just like last year or in general, not having big wings kind of hurt us at certain points in pivotal times during the year. And I feel like Chase McCarty is a big wing. You get Terrence Arsenault back. Those guys having guys who are big wings and are mobile and versatile, they can solve a lot of matchup issues as well as create some. So it's just kind of tough to figure out who they might redshirt because you don't know what direction they want the program to go. So it's just kind of hard to pinpoint. But it's just like I do know that we more times than not we play fairly undersized. And what we lack in size, we compensate in toughness, right. And that's fine and dandy. But it's I'd rather have Terrence Arsenault going against someone who's 6'6" than myself. So
right.
Me too.
It makes more sense. Yeah, it just makes more sense.
Well, you think the natural evolution of this program is to go from having the intense, tough 6'3" guys to have the intense, tough 6'6", 6'7" guys that are going to play the same way.
Those 6'3" guys are just naturally tougher.
Yeah.
It's just so it's but we'll just have to see.
Somebody brings up that you could redshirt said lot and let him continue to develop. I Because he came here in mid-year, I believe he used his red shirt there. I think because how that worked, like Emmanuel, I believe, used his red shirt when he came in mid-year.
Yeah, when they
So
came in mid-year.
I don't think that's a possibility at this point. And I don't think that's a great rule, but
Well, if he was to get a red shirt, it'd have to be medical. Like it wouldn't be.
that's true. Yeah, you're right.
It'd have to be medical
And speaking of, Ramon Walker looks
as well.
tougher than I've ever. He looks like just mean.
Yeah.
And so I'm
But
very
also,
excited for him.
That's been a guy who's kind of got it from day one. He was making winning plays his freshman year in very pivotal and very, demanding situations. I can remember his performance at Temple when I forget who all was hurt, but it's like, shit, who wasn't? And he went out there, balled out, and go on the road to Wichita State. He gets the game-winning loose ball that ends up to us scoring on the road. That was his freshman year. So it was just like, that was the guy who kind of got it from day one. He's had injuries that set him back, but it's just like, I know the type of mindset that Ramon has, the type of kid that he is. So it's just like, yeah, we might be sleeping on him, but he's not sleeping on himself, So it's just like he also can have a big year for us. I'm hoping he does. I really am.
He's genuinely one of the nicest people I've ever met.
One of the most
athlete.
Genuine kids. One of the most genuine. Yeah, absolutely.
Because most of y'all are assholes, but he's a nice guy.
No
and
dispute,
I don't know. Somebody just asked a question that I was looking for. Jawan hitting threes. Jawan shoots threes after every practice. I selectively edit to get the video where he makes some. There's a whole bunch of clanking.
I love Jawan to death. That is my guy. Let's stop this. Jawan will not. He will not attempt near three this year.
People get excited thinking about him shooting threes.
He's gonna get it on that right block and kill you.
I was like, look, man, this is not a Fabian situation. This is a guy.
Fabe is a lot different. Fabe was a unit. Yeah, that's
Fabe. Yeah. His game was the mid-range jumper to begin with. All he did was step back a few feet. J1 is a banger.
Probably one or two. Fabe is always offensively skilled for sure.
Yeah, J1's a banger. He's going to take you to the rack, and that's exactly where you want him.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm going to stop posting videos of him shooting threes. So
you're giving people false hope, Ryan. You're giving people false hope.
I hear about it. Don't worry. I hear about it. I hear it's on me. I apologize. Duarte, football. Go ahead, Galen. What you got?
I'm about to say this is just a great panel. Like,
that's right.
This is and we got the legendary Mr. Duarte, and this is a sensational panel. I ain't gonna lie, guys. I'm honored to be in the presence of such greatness, man. This is
Galen. You were always good. You were always good to me, man.
Hey, man. This is JD. You was always good to me, man. I remember
I will defend you to death.
Man, this is
Galen. We could do our own show. You know that? We can do our own show, man.
Yeah,
we can sell that.
These my guys, though, man. I can't jump shit for my guys.
We'll talk. We'll talk afterwards.
These are my dogs right here, man. My boy Ryan, my boy Towns in the blanket. You know what I'm saying? These are my dogs right here. This is, man. I ain't gonna lie. I feel whole. This is great, man.
Yep.
This is great.
So, what was your question, Ryan?
I don't know. I'm just going to watch them jerk each other off for a bit. What are your questions? What do you want to ask Willie? What is, like, I think there's a million ways tomorrow could go. We get, because of the shortened week, you play on Friday, you travel Thursday. So they're combining Willie, and we get assistant coaches tomorrow. I assume
I want
We're all
Barbe.
talking to offensive coaches, right?
Yeah, I'd like to talk to Barbe.
And Sean Bell too, the quarterback coach. So maybe we'll hit both. But going into the noon presser with Willie, what do you need to hear from him
Well,
for your readers and whatever else?
Well, you and I are the only ones there asking questions anyway. So
Whoa! I don't know if that's true. Oh wait, it is true. That is true.
But this one thing stood out, and I alluded to it to Willie about they wear those wristbands that have the every team does it. It's got the plays on there. It's got your route. It's got maybe the snap count. I don't know. It's got all kinds of information. And he said that players were using those, but still did not know what to do, and that they may have to simplify the playbook even more than they've already done that. I mean, to me, I want to know more about that. I want to know why are you having those issues? Why aren't guys? Because last week when I talked to Michael Baden and then Jamal Moores, they both said that they felt like players needed to get more into the playbook. And I was like, okay,
and that's on defense.
Yeah, and that's on defense. And and you look at what the defense did last night. That wasn't on them. And I think the defense, for the most part, has played pretty well this year, outside the first game of the year. But from an offensive standpoint, for them to not only have the quarterback issues, but you still have receivers running the wrong routes. You have blocking issues, or guys
running backs going the wrong way.
Yeah, not knowing their assignments, who they're picking up, where on the blitz. And it's just I don't know if that's just this is where they're at. I mean, they got 63 new guys, and I think at least 30 something were transfer portal. Yeah. So you're not just getting guys that haven't played before. So is it the system? Is it too complicated? Or you've had all spring, you had the preseason camp.
Yeah.
I just don't know what the reason is for that, because I think most teams can score 3 points. And you look at the last couple games, they missed a field goal, so they've had issues on special teams. And then I went back and looked, and the pass that Donovan didn't make to the wide open guy, there's just a lot. There's just a lot of things going on, Ryan. And so I think we're going to have to hammer offensively here beginning tomorrow, just to see what they'll share and sort of what the plan is going forward.
Can I speak on that?
Sure.
I can recall last year, it was my first year with the Pelicans organization, and it was some stuff that I didn't even grasp, and we started in October. I might not have grasped it until March. And it's just like when you're familiar with another system, and you're having to do things that you haven't done before that might be a little abnormal from the system that you came from, that could cause you to have a lot of second guess and a lot of doubt, I'm not trying to make any excuses. I'm just trying to, but it's just, you can kind of just be kind of like in a fucked up situation. It's like you just forget, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like, it's not that they might not have been taught. It's just more so like, I'm not used to this. So like my default is to do something else.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's just like, I've never been in a position to where, like, obviously I'm a point guard. It's like, I've never been in a position where I didn't know what I should do that much.
Right.
And
for 22 years, Brad Towns has said to me, I want to make a player have to think. I don't want him if I'm on offense, I want a defensive player to have to think.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I want us reacting. I want him thinking.
And that was a lot of times I was on offense thinking.
Yeah.
And I was on defense thinking. You know what I'm saying? Because there was a lot of things that were kind of new, and it was different than what I've been taught. So it's sometimes people think if you do this and it should be easy to pick up, and it's just like shit. What I was watching one game, I was like, football players can't even like talk to each other. Like in basketball, it's like pick right, pick left. You can hear, like you can communicate, but it's like, damn, you don't even know that you fucking up. Mm-hmm. So it's just like I feel like people try to make it seem like it's a lot easier it's a lot more easily fixable than what it actually is. But it's just like when you're coming from, you have so many transfers, you have so many different players who are so many familiar with so many different systems.
Yeah.
Ryan,
so they're all on different pages, and that's just a lot of times that's just kind of you got so many different habits you got to correct. That's a hard job to 63. Fuck, that's a lot.
Ryan, this is one of those things that, the timeline fills up with all kinds of comments and stuff. This is not a Willie Fritz was the wrong hire kind of deal. This isn't the 5 games in, you need to change the OCs and get rid of him. This is a talent issue. This is a learning and comprehending things, and just, I guess, maybe just in what is it, 8 months or so, a grasping. Maybe it's going to take time. Maybe this is not a team that, this was never a bowl team. This was never a probably 5 or even 4 win team. But just, I guess, maybe what jumps out is the lack of competitiveness and the ability to score points. But I don't think, there's no rush or rash decisions. And I'm not even sure if when they start breaking down personnel and saying, well, we're going to put a new guy, I don't even know if they have certain guys that can play, beyond what's already in there. So
it would be shocking that they're holding somebody back that they haven't shown us. I would be surprised.
Hey, Ryan, you're funny, dude.
Yeah.
I think it's time for a code red. I'm still on the code red.
Nothing's been taught until it's been learned, and nothing's been learned until it's been taught. Learned that from a wise guy named Kelvin.
Yeah,
he was right.
We get in a bunker mentality. All I see from July 31st until today, except for 5 games, is I've seen these guys go against each other. I don't know how good they are. They're playing each other. But it was clear from day one that the offense was way behind the defense. And I told our subscribers this from day one, like, I don't know about what's going on here. I don't know about Donovan. He does not look like the same guy. And, he was injured. He was behind. He admitted that last year he didn't really always know the plays. And now you're hearing it about other guys. And, okay, I mean, Donovan, there was a throw last night to the right, probably 15 yards down the field to Jonah Wilson. Jonah cut in, the ball went right. Had there been anybody out there, that ball's intercepted.
Right.
But, is that a Jonah made the wrong read, or did the quarterback make the wrong read? We don't know. They're not going to tell us.
I remember seeing Donovan look at Jonah and kind of signal to him, like, hey, that wasn't the right route. I mean, so I thought it was more of a route issue. But I wonder, Ryan, how much are they telling us as far as the not throwing on certain days, and how much is that affecting him? Or, I mean, they say there's nothing to the injury, but I mean, he doesn't look like the same guy pre-injury, just in terms of throws, much less confidence to me.
What game did he get hurt in last year?
Baylor.
Okay. Well, I mean, he, because the entire end of the season, this is exactly what he looked like. He hadn't changed.
Yeah.
I mean, since Kansas State, he's the same quarterback, and it's not been good.
Kansas State was the week before Baylor.
Right.
You get shut out at Kansas State, 41-0. Then you go to Baylor, you win that overtime game. And the 3 games after that, he was abysmal.
Yeah.
And it looks, as you said, it looks a lot like what you've seen this year.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking, I think he has 700 yards passing in 5 games. I mean, that's like Army. That's not like, I mean, this is a school that basically invented offense and certainly throwing the ball. And I just did a podcast with somebody, TCU, Dave Campbell's people. And they're like, oh, yeah, our quarterback is throwing it 50, 55 times a game. And then I go down, I'm looking at their coaching roster, and you got Kendall Briles, Dana Holgerson, and Doug Meacham. I was like, well, I know those guys. And I know they're going to throw the ball 40 or 50 times a game. And it's so different, and it's so weird, but it just does not look good. I will say that the biggest complaint from week 1 and a lot of week 2 was you couldn't run the ball. And now you're starting to run it a little bit better. Your rush blocking has gotten better.
Right.
They're finally using the tight ends in smarter ways. They're not trying to be tricky with pulling, and they're just running the ball. And that's better. But it doesn't matter if you have absolutely no passing game and a quarterback that just looks rattled. He's looking over his shoulder the entire time. And he's freaking
No
out. He
trust
thinks
in
the
it. No
pass
trust
rush
in the
is coming right at him. What's that, Galen?
I said not really any trust in the system.
No.
And I remember even when they played Oklahoma and we did it relatively well. But I just remember just noticing we obviously they got athletes that can make plays and but I just remember making the comment about Oklahoma's offense. They just looked a lot more crisp. Like they might not have had success, but everybody looked like they were on the same page.
Right.
And I just remember that being just a big difference that from what I could just see with my non-football playing eyes, like they just look like it just looks so in sync. Whereas like us is like it was a couple of lucky plays here and there that led to success, and it was kind of sloppy.
Yeah.
So but even though it was a close game, but it's just like in terms of just purely assessing the offense, they just looked more uniform than we did. That was just a big takeaway that I took, even though we had offensive success that game. And that, I guess that's why it probably hasn't been sustainable, was because it hasn't been on the same page.
Yep.
Yeah. And, there's a lot to the fact that they have not played together that long. And the staff is new and the players are new. And
Yeah. It's a lot of
the
factors.
players have clearly not adjusted to this staff, but I don't think the staff has adjusted to the players. There are certain things you can do with certain players. Willie has been really good at molding what they do to his talent. I don't think he's done that here. Now, we'll see if he does that. And it might just be that, maybe there's just not enough talent. Brad, you're awfully quiet.
You just don't want to. I don't want to burn anybody to the ground because I think these guys are capable of a lot more.
Year one, man. Year one.
They're, I just see a lot of stuff in Donovan, but I also see a lot of stuff that keeps him from being successful. And I'd say 90% of that is mental.
Yeah.
He looks confused and scared from the minute he steps on the field. And he looks like he's hoping to have success.
Right.
And afraid to make a mistake.
Yeah.
And I see that because I've been there. I've been that guy. I walked out to the pitcher's mound and just hoping to God I don't even just take a poop right there on the dirt. I'm hoping I can just get the ball out of my hand and somewhere near the backstop. I know what it's like to be bad and be without any confidence or whatever, anything like that. And Donovan is playing like that. He's seeing ghosts on the field. He doesn't trust his arm. The one time that we moved the ball right before that long interception and the horrible misread, we got a little tempo going and we were moving fast enough for him not to be able to think.
Right.
And
Ryan, what was those stats that you put at the bottom there?
That was Brad Towns at LSU. Sorry. Walked 9 in 3 innings. Brad Stockton left his ass out there.
That's impressive.
It was Sunday, man. There wasn't much left.
Brad will appreciate this. I covered a playoff game back in the late 90s, St. Louis, where Rick Ankiel, I think he threw like 6 or 7 wild pitches in one game, and like 4 of them were in one inning, and then by the end of the game, he was in right field.
Yep. Yeah, that was pretty much me every time I went out there.
Crazy.
But no, you just see, you understand that the potential's there, but we're talking about the last 10 games. You're not even close to that potential, and it's starting to. No. The mentality doesn't look like it's getting better, and it's kind of getting more dark for him. You would like to see him with a little bit more, I don't know, a little more presence in the huddle, a little bit more confident, showing more confidence in himself, because the team needs who a man always raves about what a great guy he is, what a great leader he is. That's all you hear. Everybody has so much respect for this guy, and I know they all want him to do really well. And as a fan, you feel the exact same way, because he just seems like a genuinely really good guy. Yeah. We know the talent is there because he's flashed that talent early last year. He flashed that talent the year before at Texas Tech. But you just see him making mistakes that a guy makes who is hoping for success and trying not to make mistakes. And you'll see him look downfield and then immediately check down because he's starting to see ghosts. Instead of going through his first, second, and then go to his third read, he's expecting the pass rush to be on top of him. And all of it, it's not just one thing, and it's not just him. Everything combines together.
Yeah.
It's tough to see, and I don't want to give up on him, but this is a business, and this business is about production, and if you can't do it at some point, you got to make a move. And if you make a move, and my biggest problem, if you make a move, let the guy you're making a move to actually run the plays that you need to run to win, not the plays, not to just run right, run left, punt, run right, run left, punt. If you're going to put Chris in there, give him the entire playbook to play with.
It does look like he's tentative, though. He is scared to actually throw the ball. And he's made some of the throws he's made are just way late because he is tentative, just like this comment says. Obviously, this comment's about Donovan, but it goes for both of them. Neither of them is a vocal leader. Neither of them has really shown the leadership you need a quarterback to show. And a quarterback helps set your identity on offense. This team has absolutely they have one identity on offense, but it's not the identity you want to have.
When quarterback's the most, it's the most important position in all of sport.
I've said that for 5 years.
There's nothing that compares. I mean, as much as we love our point guard and Galen and the point guards that have followed him, quarterback, everything goes through them. The ball begins and ends with them, and that's a lot of pressure for a guy to put on a guy's shoulders. But that's what you signed up for. You signed that scholarship to get that pressure.
As Galen would say, point of attack. That is your point of attack in football. And the point guard is probably the second most important position in all of sport. But the quarterback it's just a different ball game. And until you're
in charge of
have
more guys,
confidence in a guy, I just don't think it's going to be much different.
Ryan, if I could say the one last thing on Donovan, this is a guy that, people that don't know him, and I'm reading the comments, he does everything right. This is a stand-up guy. This is one of the nicest guys that you'll meet. He could have shut it down last year when he got hurt. They could have moved on. He could have said, you know what, I'm not going to play anymore. And also, he's in his third system in 3 years. He didn't ask for the coaching change, but that's part of what being a quarterback and having to adjust and learn a new system. Now, I think there's a lot of outlying factors that have caused him to play the way that he has. And there's a new cast of people around him, a new offense. There's a lot of things, but it's Donovan Smith, the person. I can't say one negative thing about the guy because he has been as stand up as anybody on that team the last few years.
Hey, Ryan, how many people are watching this?
4 million. That's not right. Like 330 or so, 320.
JD, I agree with what you're saying, and what I dislike is the fact that he was recognized for the work he's done in the community, which is completely off the field and is solely up to the goodness of his heart. And granted, no matter how much of a serious business that is a kid. Mm-hmm. And we got people talking shit about him when he's done things for kids who might not be in the best of circumstances and did that purely out of the good. I don't agree with that. So just like, if it's going to be a rough season, let's at least celebrate the small wins, and let's at least recognize, you know what, we have a leader who is leading in the community, because that's not something anybody has to do, let alone at that age.
And there is a difference.
Like, I just disagree with people, grown ass adults, just sitting here belittling. You know what I'm saying? A kid doing something for kids who are in elementary school, giving them fucking school supplies. Like, girl, please.
Now, I disagree with you about kid. I mean, he's a grown man.
But you know what I mean? It's like he hasn't even experienced the real world yet. Like
100%.
He's not even off his parents' insurance. How about that?
But NIL has changed the math here, in that these guys are making business decisions, and so
with the guidance of someone else.
Well, we're all with guidance. Trust me, we're all with guidance.
Some more than that, but it's like, brother, you're still on your parents' insurance.
I will say this: there is team mandatory community service. And then there is community service that I'm going to do because that's what I want to do with my life and the difference I want to make in other people's lives. And that's what he's doing. Like, team community service, great, awesome, good. But Donovan is going well above that. And he's doing way more than he's required to. And that's what needs to be celebrated, is the guy is going out there and with his own money, the money he's made in NIL, he's doing things in the community. And I mean, he's a genuinely good guy. Yeah. And I'm going to tell you, I will gladly point out all the assholes on every team that I ever cover. I don't see a lot of those.
Who's playing some music?
That's Duarte. He's at a quinceañera.
Oh, okay. About this. Who got a party going on?
It's not me.
Let's go, man.
I'm at the club.
Ryan, you couldn't have said that more wrong. He's at a quinceañera. Damn, you can't even. I mean, it's just, you can't even roll quinceañera. You can't even roll the R's.
No, damn. I cannot. Look how white I am.
Oh man,
hey, Ryan, this is a topic for another night. But
okay,
journalism 101, as a writer, always tells us, if you cover high schools, you don't rip the kids. You know, you just don't. I mean, that's just one of the rules that you have. And they're 14, 15, 16-year-olds. You don't go after, if they have a bad performance. College, it's sort of the same thing. They're still not professionals. I've covered the pros where you can be as hard as you want to because these are million-dollar guys making professional contracts. I wonder how college is going to, with the NIL now, how does that change things? Because I still feel like there's a gray area on colleges where you don't rip the guys, all the time. It's more of a coaching, coordinators, position coach, team wide. But you don't just single out guys. And I don't know if that's changed.
I think you can criticize and discuss performance.
Right.
If you're going beyond that,
cheap shot.
That's
Justin Bieber was rich when he was.
I will talk 14. Shit about him. Oh,
but
sorry.
It's like, are you gonna sit here and talk shit about a 14-year-old because he's a millionaire? It's like, he's still a kid. Like you.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying?
Once you put yourself out there, at some point, and maybe it's not 14, but at some point, it's fair game. Now, I don't think it needs to go beyond the field. Like if I can see that you're doing something bad in your life. Am I going to talk about that on a show like this? No. But I think that the performance on the field can be talked about and dissected and criticized. Now, a lot of people, we get it on Twitter and Facebook and see it in other places that are just trashing them for, existing. How dare them suck today? How, and talking all this shit.
Ruined my day.
You know what's crazy? if it would have been like his birthday and they made a happy birthday post, they probably would have talked shit under that.
Well,
You
there
know, it's
was
just like it's
they
like,
did
come
a
on, bro. Like, can we just recognize what's being celebrated and separate? That's compartmentalized.
last
and,
week.
you
He
know,
was nominated for Man of the Year. I don't even know what the organization was, but they put a tweet on it, and I was shocked that they left the comments open because I was like,
oh
"Uh-oh,
Lord.
people are just going to be assholes here." And
Ah!
turns out they were. And I mean, at the end of the day, it's still a sport. He's still competing for the school that you care about, and he's representing you. And it's we don't have to make enemies of every person that comes through here. And there's a 30-year stretch, starting with the team that was recognized last night. They recognized the 1984 Southwest Conference champions. Those guys had no services, no academic help. Half a dozen guys failed out in the 1983 season. They just had terrible health because they just weren't taken care of. And you said to that generation, starting for 30 years, we don't care. Go do,
Yeah.
you played 4 years. Now you're on your own. Thankfully, it's way better now in terms of support and helping guys like you get your degree. And like when Brad played, they didn't give a shit if he got his degree.
They started to
cared.
care. They started to care a little bit.
They
but
start in the mid 90s. It kind of changed, but it really started to change about 2005.
Yeah.
Damn. I was 8.
Okay, you're about done, buddy. We don't need your, I was 8. Yeah, we know.
That's crazy. Ryan probably had finally decided to cut off the damn mullet. 2000.
Now that was like what 2004? You finally
No,
okay.
Fine. The mullet was gone. I accidentally, Galen, when y'all were at Hoffines, the H room was a thing. It was a room where former athletes went to drink, basically. And I would be in there, and there was one night where I'd kind of let my hair grow a little bit more, and we hadn't seen each other for a few weeks because of Christmas, and I walk in there, and Towns across the room, there's 40 people between us, screams over everyone, "There's fucking Joe Dirt!" And I went and got that cut the next morning. That is never happening again.
That's funny. That's funny. Of course, Towns, man. Of course.
He's such an idiot. We're going to look at some comments real quick. I have not kept up with these because the conversation's actually been really great. And we appreciate both of y'all and all of y'all watching.
Shout out JD,
offense
man.
sucks.
Shout out
Offense
JD.
sucks. Offense sucks.
Saying
Offense
that is
sucks.
like, that's like, I remember Coach Sam used to have a saying for that. When you're pointing out the obvious, he'd be like, granted, it might not be right. But he'd be like, you'd make a mistake and you'd be like, my fault. He'd be like, son, I'm drowning and you're telling me the water's wet. I fucking know that. I know it's your fault, son. You don't got to tell me. He said the village idiot can figure out the problem. We need solutions.
Yeah. So
everybody who's saying the offense sucks, what's your solution to it? We all can see the problem. They got 0 points. Fuck. The offense ain't great. Dang.
And the sad thing is that the offense being as poor as it's been has really taken the spotlight from where it should be and how good the defense has been playing.
Yeah.
Because I mean, this is not usual for us, for guys to play defense like this, and it's a good sign.
No.
I mean, if they're playing like this year, then it has me really excited of what it's going to develop into later on down the line.
Yeah. You got to figure out if Mike Batten is hurt, or if it's just a banged up thing. We'll know more tomorrow. He is the heart and soul of that defense right now. And
I'm sorry, who did you just say?
Michael Batten.
I have information on that. My sources tell me that it was a cramp issue in his calf, and he's fine.
Really?
Yeah.
Does it look like his whole
that's what I thought
of his foot just twisted.
I reached out to
if it's a
people.
cramp,
It was a bad leg
that's
cramp.
great.
Let me do this. It just he got hit in the calf early on during a punt return, and
Okay.
when he jumped on a play and tried to deflect the pass, he came down on it and it cramped really bad. Otherwise, nothing serious. He's fine.
So you've
Good.
been on this show for 50 minutes and you've just been sitting on that.
That's the one thing I could contribute.
All right. Joseph Duarte, everybody. Houston Chronicle.
Jay Dizzle.
Hey, my
Back in-
battery's about to die here, so let me just say thank you. I'm blessed to have shared the screen with Galen and the other two.
And the other two. Yep. All right. Thank
And
you,
we'll work
Duarte.
out
Have a good night.
Galen. We'll work out a contract with you.
All right,
Yeah.
man. You have a good one, man.
Thank you, man.
I fucking
Good
hate
old-
that guy. I
good
just
old
can't.
Good old JD, man.
Uh, so, yeah.
Three Musketeers.
Batten is the craziest story of where he's come from and what he's been through. And the fact that he has come in and just become such a huge part of this defense is so surprising. Galen, I don't know if you know this, but I think this is his 6th school in college. He was at Louisiana Lafayette and then Houston Christian. He went to Blinn for a semester or a year. He went to junior college in Long Island in New York. He went to Louisiana Monroe, and then he went to U of H.
And always making an impact.
His deal with Long Island is like everybody else. It's you know somebody or you know somebody who knows somebody where you can get an opportunity, and that's what he did, and he took advantage of it.
Yeah.
And I mean, the guy has so much talent that you have to just like, how did nobody see this? But he tried to be a quarterback. He thought that was his future. He turned into a linebacker, and he's actually really pretty good. Just a good guy. Like, I thought he was a little arrogant when I met him. I was like, I don't know. But as I've gotten to know him a little bit, I think he's a really solid dude.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, guys like that, they've been through the fire, man. And it's just like you're going from the D1 level to the JUCO level to it's, you're who you think you are is you start to doubt it, just going from level to level. So it's just like for him to be able to maintain and stay headstrong and believe in who he is and what he can contribute, that's pretty cool because that's not common with a lot of guys who they go D1 and then have to go JUCO and then another JUCO. That's very abnormal.
Well, he was out of football when he was at Blinn Junior College. He
That
was
is
not
abnormal.
playing. Yeah,
That's
he was
crazy.
out
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah,
decided
that's crazy.
that he had a passion and wanted to pursue it and wanted to keep going.
Just imagine
we
the mentality, like what he was probably thinking. You know what I'm saying? Like
No.
Crazy. Wow.
Hey,
And when you see the guy on paper, you just look at his resume and it's like, I don't know if is this guy really going to fit? But then you watch him play, and all of a sudden it's like, holy shit! I can't believe this is his resume. It's not the same guy.
He's playing like what he's been through.
He's been telling everybody and himself, all I want is a shot. All I want is a shot. I want to prove myself. And he got that opportunity, and he embraced it and just knocked it out of the park, and has been killing it.
That's good for him, man. Hats off to him.
Yeah.
It's tough to maintain a headstrong mentality for sure.
Yeah, and that hunger. If you
that belief
go, I mean, the guy decided Louisiana Monroe is where I need to go to further my career. And if you're fighting through and getting to that point, still thinking I can still make something better, good for him. And he totally turned me around. I thought he was a little arrogant when I met him. Turns out pretty good, decent, solid guy. He was on with us. I think he's been on with us twice, Brad. He was on with us on a Cats after a game, and then he was on with us with Anthony Ganji. So good dude. Alan Tran, who was with us all year last year with that goofy Baylor logo, was following us all year in basketball with Cats. Checks in. Did the Kingston visit go well? Yes, it went very well. they're very confident in that it's going to turn into a commitment in a couple weeks. So that's where you're at. I guess that's about it. I feel like we have covered a lot of ground, and Brad has spoken like 3 times, and that's been very good and helpful, and we appreciate that.
I just haven't been interrupting you too much.
Yeah, Brad, your mother's still here? She left? What's happening?
She's
with
here.
that?
She's here. She's
Okay.
she's actually watching in the other room.
Are you kicking her?
She can't
out
miss.
soon?
She can't miss Galen. I mean, if I tell her Galen's on, she's like, I'm not missing that.
I did not tell my mother that Galen was coming on, but I guarantee I'm getting a message at some point like, why didn't you tell me?
Yep.
It's weird that
Shout out
all
to
our
the
mothers
moms,
love
man.
you.
Shout out to the moms.
Yeah.
And I want to give a special shout out to my grandpa today. It's his 73rd birthday. My hero.
His name is Ernest?
Ernest Spencer. Big Ernest Spencer. And he's only about 5'9", but yeah, it's Big Ernest. He commands a lot of respect.
Happy birthday, Big
Ernest. That's my
Ernest.
guy. Yeah, man.
Big Ernest.
Yeah, Big Ernest. So yeah, man.
And 5'9" is all the height you need to be big.
Yeah.
Put it on a dry fit. This is the comment of the night. I want to see this dry fit. I tell you what, if you do that, we're gonna buy some and give them out during Cat's episodes. How about that? Give them out to viewers. 5-star work ethic. So
I'll see what I can come up with, man.
All right.
But hey, like I said, man, shout out to y'all, man. Shout out to y'all. I ain't gonna lie. Hey, Towns, I can't lie. It's like every time you're on set, you look this. It's like you got on something black. It's the same background. It's never. You're very consistent with your appearance, man.
I try to be consistent.
Salutations, man. That takes a lot of.
I'm saving
discipline.
up until I get that. That pink jumpsuit.
Well, Towns, you got to get into a 4X, brother. So
Well, I'm gonna have to put in about 10,000 more steps a week to start working into the
a week,
little smaller stuff. Hey, man, you gotta take it as you get it, Ryan.
Ryan, you are shitty.
Well, I mean, 10,000 a week, not that much.
Not that much.
But
for me, it is.
Every day, your best player, your point guard, and your coach have to be consistent. They have to be the same guy every day. And that's what we got going here.
Absolutely. I can't wait till we get back to action, man.
We got 4 weeks. You're going to be in camp.
Yeah.
Pounds is going to be down 40 pounds. Yeah, wow, that just quieted him down. That's pretty impressive.
That thumbs up seemed real. It lacked a lot of confidence, but hey, man, hey, Townsend, you like it, I love it, man.
Hey, I'm not gonna hype it. I'm just gotta do it. Ain't nobody here for talking.
They say actions speak louder than words, man.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Yep. Happy birthday, Big Ernest.
Oh yeah, my time out. Shout out my.
All right, we'll go back.
Shout out Max Smith. That's my guy. Shout out Max Smith. I gotta go see him at the Ford dealership soon. Shout out Max Smith, and he spelled Ernest right. Absolutely. Let me tell a story about Max Smith. Right. So he had placed an order, and his wife had placed an order, and she was trying to surprise him. So she was trying to cancel the order he placed. So I had to go pick it up from his job. So I drove to the Ford dealership, and I walked in. Obviously, I didn't know who it was. I was like, who's Max Smith? And he's, a white guy in his 50s. I'm clearly a black male, fairly young, right? So I walk into the first lady I see. He's like 3 desks over. And I was like, hey, excuse me, ma'am. Do you know who Max Smith is? And she pointed to him, and he was like, and everybody in the little desks, they were white. So she was like, oh, he's right there. He was like, Godfather. And they looked at me so crazy. I was like, damn, Mac, hold on now. Well, no, that was cool. We had a nice little conversation. Like it was cool. But yeah, that's how the story of how myself and Mac Smith met, man. I was just like, I've never been so uncomfortable, been so comfortable in such a quick, just such a split second. Like, man, shout out Mac Smith, my guy.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so we go from a happy conversation to bullshit. My mother says, I'm watching Galen. By the way, I loved your mullet. That is hateful. There's no need for that. It was a little bit of a mullet, okay?
Hey, that's crazy.
Wearing the polo.
But he also had that as an adult. He also
he got to point out he got on the Ralph for sure.
Don't get it twisted. He had that as an adult too.
I don't think that's accurate.
As kids, we don't really get to choose our haircuts.
We did not.
Adults, we
no.
do.
And I messed up one day, but I've kept it short ever since.
I'm willing to bet. Ryan even rocked the perm mullet too.
No, never did that. I did a lot of weird stuff with my hair, but I never did that one.
Hey man, at least you still got it, man. At least you still got it.
True.
Shout out. That's slight flex. Both of y'all. At least y'all got it, man.
Yeah, it's getting gray, but it's there mostly. Mostly. All right. Final thoughts, Galen. What do you have going on right now? I'm going to see you on campus soon. What you got?
Right now got a little release going on right now at onesubstantial.com. It'll probably end. It's going to end tomorrow. But that's what we got going. And Ryan, if you're trying to link up on campus, let me know, brother. Let me know.
I'm there all week.
Hey, just let me know where you want me to be. I'll be there. I will be there for sure.
All right. OneSubstantial.com to go get your hoodie. What do you call the sweatpant things? Are they sweatpants? What do you call them?
Yeah, sweatpants, but they're called sets. So it's a hoodie that goes with
set.
the sweatpant. Yeah, so get your
and you can buy them separate, but you can buy them together.
Absolutely.
All right.
That's the convenience that we welcome, that we offer at Substantial. It's however you like to receive your goods, that's the way we're going to provide it for you,
There you go.
Absolutely.
All right. And G Robinson won on
all platforms.
All platforms.
That's
there you go. Brad Towns. How healthy did you eat today?
Pretty healthy, I would say.
Okay. All right. I like it.
I haven't had any bread today, so that's okay. Positive first.
And what about the caffeine? Galen, you don't know this. Brad was in the hospital last week, and so we're monitoring his health for him.
Damn, Brad, what happened, baby?
We're teammates.
Freaking high blood pressure.
High blood pressure. Hey, man, we're here for a good time, not a long time, brother.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But brother, I prefer you be here for a long time, man.
Exactly.
I like what we got going, man.
But yeah, no, it's just adjusting some things, and it's not going to be difficult. I'm a really basic eater, so
just getting a scouting report on your body, man. That's all it is.
That's right.
That's all it is.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
So, hey, man, now that we're squared away, everything should be good. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Absolutely.
Carbs are the enemy for real.
I mean, they're delicious. Don't get me wrong.
You're the one that's been telling us to carb up for the football season.
I know. I overcarbed.
And now you're not eating bread.
I overcarbed.
Get at me.
Need a Leatherman jacket.
Get at
I've still got a couple of those.
Get at your boy.
Yeah.
Which is myself.
Yeah, that's Galen.
We will get it
right
you like it. Absolutely. That's crazy. I don't have a shirt with me on it. That's interesting.
That is the most surprising thing of the night.
And it's just like I love to rock a shirt with my own face.
I love me.
If you love yourself or nobody will, you gotta love yourself the most. You know what I'm saying? You gotta love yourself the most, man. Got to.
Yep.
Got to with the shades on, right? Come on, now. I was with the gear on. That's crazy. That's elite aura. That's elite swag for sure.
Exactly.
That's
Right.
who you are.
Yeah, man. I
All right.
appreciate that.
So that's 2 solid shows back to back. The fact that we've done 2 good shows after 0 points,
Hey,
I mean, that's pretty good.
You know what? The Cougs might not deliver, but we always will.
The
In
mailman.
good times,
We
in
are the
good times and
mailmen.
bad.
The mailmen. We always deliver.
Exactly. Not like Carl, because it gets a little bit freaky in there. But
It's a little weird.
God
Got
damn,
the flip phone. You got the.
we're gonna keep it straight and above board and legal. No Diddy here. So
he said not like Carl. Oh man. Dirty dog.
GoCooks.com. You got Galen. You got Brad. You got Monto. Duarte. Thanks for Duarte. He was actually pretty good. Like
yeah.
I always worry that guys are just guys that I like that I think are entertaining or have good information.
They might not
gonna. They might not fit, but they also might not be good on camera.
Yeah.
Duarte's not attractive, but he did well on camera. And
Right.
so, I thought he added to the show. And so that was really good. And
Great
you never
add.
know how it's going to go, but it went pretty well. So thank y'all so much for watching. We appreciate all of you. This is great. I am always a little freaked out that, no one's going to show up. No one's going to comment. No one's going to care. But we're building this thing. Talking about them Cougars every Sunday night at 8 o'clock. Cats after football games, soon after basketball games. We're going to have to figure out 1 or 2 games there in November where I'm just going to be dead from traveling to Vegas and Salt Lake and Arizona. But we'll figure it out. We have time. Thank y'all so much. We appreciate y'all. And we'll have content all week, heading to Fort Worth Friday, and then back here. Thanks so much, guys.